Ethuz the Bernese Mountain Dog. When Edwin was a little boy, his sister brought home a cute little puppy. That was his first vivid recollection of a dog in their home. Edwin and his siblings were very amused by the new puppy. It was so much fun running and playing on the farm with this little puppy tagging along. Of all the siblings, it was Edwin who happened to be more fascinated with this new addition. At such a young age, he was able to realize how much he loves dogs. Indeed, Edwin is a dog lover. But they were just children back then. They could not provide the sweet little puppy all the care it needs. Not for long, the decision for the puppy to be given to a new capable owner was deemed necessary. And this made Edwin very sad. He begged for the puppy to stay with the promise that he would responsibly take care of the little creature. Unfortunately, all the begging did not help. When the time came that the puppy had to be taken by the new owner, he was devastated. The children were no longer allowed to adopt puppies at home until they are old enough to care for them. Edwin did not want to ask for permission time and time again only to be rejected. So, he patiently waited until he felt that it was the right time for him to care for a canine. When he was old enough, he asked for permission to adopt a puppy for himself, and that permission was granted. Edwin searched right away for this pet that would be his companion. There were so many adorable puppies and different breeds to choose from, but he managed to find the most special canine of all. And that's when he became a dog parent of a charming Bernese Mountain puppy. The next task is to decide what to name this adorable young creature. At a young age, Edwin was inspired by his sister with the stories of Greek mythology. His acquisition of this interest made him decide to name his new puppy Odysseus. The Bernese Mountain puppy was named after the wandering hero of Homer's Odyssey. It was the puppy's name for a week or so, at least. At that time, Edwin already has a 3-year-old niece. She's a fair brown-haired little angel. The little angel shared her uncle's fascination with the new addition, and she fondly called the puppy Ethuz. She could not pronounce the puppy's entire name correctly for the life of her. And that made everyone decide to call this new puppy Ethuz. Because who would want to call their dog with such a long name anyway? Ethuz was loved by everyone, even those members of the household who do not really like dogs. And he grew up to be a sweet, charming, and smart dog. He accompanies his master everywhere. He was his ally, his confidant, and his best friend. Everywhere his master goes, he goes. Edwin would bathe him, and even shared his bed with his favorite creature. He was the first thing that Edwin sees in the morning, and the last thing that he would see at night. They shared a lot of amazing adventures, and one of their daily routines is swimming in the river. It was not for long when Ethuz became popular in the entire neighborhood. But nobody was more fond of him than Edwin and the little angel. At the age of 3, the little angel would still drink milk from her bottle. It was discovered that when nobody's looking, she would secretly feed Ethuz with milk from her bottle. The little angel's father was not amused. He was mad even that he threw the bottle right away upon his discovery. And that's how Ethuz contributed to making the little angel stop drinking milk from her bottle. When Ethuz was old enough to mate, he started going everywhere to find canines like him. He stopped accompanying his master, and would go out on his own. The dog's lone wanderings amused his master at first. Edwin allowed him to have fun on his own and enjoy a little bit. But he stopped coming home every day. Edwin had to look for him everywhere, and when he finds him, he would beg for him to go home. Sometimes Ethuz would go home very muddy or dirty, and Edwin was happy to bathe him because at least he's home at last. The feeling of slowly losing the ultimate companion has troubled Edwin's heart. But he finds solace in the fact that the dog would return home eventually after a few days. Worry started to set in when Ethuz did not return home for more than a week. Edwin searched for days, weeks, and months, but to no avail. The master waited and waited for his dog to return, and he would leave the door unlocked even at night to ensure that he can enter the house. But Ethuz never returned.